yesterday we had...
Hey guys, and welcome to the Lucky Stove. My name is Danielle, and today we are making donuts. Yes. Once again, I'm coming to you with a voiceover. So sorry, folks. Until we can get this under wraps, this may be the way we go if we want quality video and sound. Okay, so we have this bowl, and we are going to use this to add all of our ingredients to it. This is coming to you from the Keto King. The Keto King coconut flour donuts. Speaking of coconut flour, here we go. Cocoa smell, brought to you from the Naturwinkel Ermelo. Not sponsored. Okay, so we have the coconut flour. We're going to add erythritol. I'm just going to give you a little bit of base of what we're going to use. And of course, I'm following the recipe from the Keto King, and I'm looking at my phone because I have it there. Yeah, that means you can do it too. So first, the coconut flour. That's 37 grams, or a third cup of coconut flour. I've got my scale. Do you have yours? All right, let's see. Almost perfect. Now we're going to go with the sweetener, erythritol. I've got Sugar and Gold 1 here. That's an erythritol sweetener. Look how beautifully brown that is. You can use this for any brown sugar type thing too. That is 65 grams that we're going to be using. A little bit more, a little bit. Oh, 64. I always go over, but you know what? It's just by one. I'm not even going to kill myself. Okay, so now we're going to use the cocoa powder, 3 tablespoons or 22 grams. I'm just going to shake it directly in, and then once I get closer, I'll slow down. Just because I don't want to get a spoon dirty, y'all. Let's not get the spoon dirty. Almost. Come on. All right. Now we're going to add the baking powder. That's just 1 teaspoon, 5 grams. But before that, we're going to add the salt. Now, in every recipe, you need salt. Now, that's a 1/4 teaspoon or 1.25 grams. Okay, isn't that hilarious? 1.25 grams of salt, but I did it. I'm just going to mix this all up together to break up the clumps, as well as get everything well incorporated before I continue. So here we go. Okay, now back to the recipe. Maybe just a little bit more. I see a few more clumps. You want to get this well incorporated so that when you mix everything together, it comes well together. Now you see my little packet of baking powder I have there. That is where I'm going to add the teaspoon or the 5 grams of baking powder. You can use a teaspoon if you want to. Look, I'm being special now. I'm being a little extra with the scale. Why am I going to use a scale when I got a teaspoon right next to me? Okay, good. I thought better of it. Here we go. A teaspoon of baking powder, sprinkle it all around. And I'm going to mix that up too. Now, I do have a 1/2 teaspoon, so that's why I'm doing it twice, because 1/2 plus 1/2 equals 1. Alright, so I'm going to give that a little mix into, just because I like to make sure everything is well incorporated before I add wet ingredients. It's just better that way, because if you don't, you'll find that the dry ingredients clump. Now to the eggs. We're adding, this is my last egg. I already added into the bowl some butter and 3 large eggs. And so we need 4 large eggs, and the amount of butter is, let me see here, a 1/4 cup melted. I didn't melt it. I'll just mix it up. It's softened. Now, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now, this is the last part of the ingredients that we're adding. And again, I'm going to go ahead and mix all this a little bit. I'm going to do my best to mix it together this way, so that way it just, when I pour it into the batter, it will just come together better. I don't have to worry about clumps. So the recipe does call for coffee, 6 tablespoons of coffee, but I didn't feel like putting coffee in it. Now, chocolate and coffee is delicious, folks. It's delicious. Have you tried my Wake Me Up muffins? Check them out. But instead, today, I am going to use the almond flour. Sorry, not almond flour, because we're using coconut flour. This is a nut-free donut. I'm going to use the almond milk. Now, I know, almonds don't make milk, but let's just pretend that it does. This is almond milk here. We're doing 6 tablespoons, okay? All right. Check me out, pouring it. Look at my skills. Okay, I broke up mostly everything already, so I'm just going to mix that up really well so that way I can add it to the dry ingredients. You see here now, I'm smearing the ingredients in because I find that the whisk, everything would have gotten stuck in a whisk. All I wanted the whisk for was to mix the dry by itself and the wet by itself. But now I'm using my handy spatula, and we're going to go ahead and smear this in. And now, here we go. Now, oh, perfect. I'm going to try to get all that out. You don't want to waste ingredients, guys. I mean, it's money. And as we all know, we are all on the hunt for simple ingredients these days, so you don't want to waste ingredients by leaving it in the bowl. So here we go. I'm just going to smear it all together and get it all ready. And you can see to the right of me my donut pan. So I have that ready as well. If you're smart, you'll use a mixer if you have one. Use a mixer. You get all the clumps out. But I accidentally added a little too much butter. Oops. So this may not turn out exactly the way I want, but it's still going to be delicious because the flavor profile is there. The Keto King recommends making a nice glaze to go along with this, but I didn't because I didn't want to. So I upped the sweetness factor just a little so that way I wouldn't have to. So I'm just going to continue to mix, and then once I feel like all the clumps are out, I'm going to go ahead and add it to the donut pan. That's a Wilton pan, by the way. Not sponsored. Should be, though. I know you guys always catch me tasting my desserts, my meals, my air, but I have to, because if I don't taste it, then I won't know if it's good. So if you have watched any of the cooking shows or have watched the children, they're always telling them, taste your food so you can know what it tastes like. I mean, if you're going to be judged on it, you want to have a good, honest chance of winning, right? Taste your food. So now I'm just going to scrape the bowl down to get everything together. And yet, no, I know that there are 4 raw eggs in this batter, but ask me if I care. Go ahead. You're right. I don't, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. I'm not afraid of raw eggs, and well, I'm not afraid of raw eggs. I have to taste my batter. If I don't taste it, then I won't know if it's good. And then I'm going to bake it. I mean, I'm going to be ticked off. I am going to be so upset if I bake this thing after having added these ingredients in it, which are not conventional ingredients, to bake off and then not taste good. Look, if you are like me, you want every cent that you've spent on something to be worth it. So, all of my ranting aside, just bring all your donut batter together. Make sure, and because, like I said, because it's, I believe I added a little bit too much butter. Yes, there we go, tasting again. I'm going to keep on tasting it. That's what I do. Then, you see, now I feel like it's fine. It is a bit runny, and that's just the way it's going to be. So I'm going to switch to a spoon. It's just easier that way. It's a dipping spoon. What do you use that for? Gravy. Yes, oh, gravy. Mashed cauliflower and gravy. Liquor. But for now, we're going to use this dipping spoon to pour it into my ungreased Wilton pan. Mistake number 1. Just to let you know, grease your pans. It doesn't matter if they're new. This thing is new. I only used it like once before. And the first time it came out like magic. But you will soon see that if you don't grease your pans, no matter how new they are, you're going to have problems. So level out your dough, your batter, so that way they can come out as even as possible. Now I must say that this pan bakes up the donuts very nicely, beautiful. I got this off of Amazon. Make sure you give it a drop, tappa. Make sure all those air bubbles are out, so that way everything can bake out smoothly. And of course, if you're anal, you can readjust your batter. The only thing you want to make sure is that the gapping, you see that piece in the middle? I don't know what to call that, the hole maker. The donut hole maker. You want to make sure that it's not covered, so that way when they do rise, you have a donut and not a, I don't know, what is that, a conut. Oh no, no, yeah, a cupcake donut. You don't want that. I mean, it still tastes good, but if you want a donut, if that's what you've been looking for, desiring, dreaming of, then that's what you want to do. All right, after having baked for about 15 minutes, my oven is a convection oven. Don't forget that. That means the fan blows the heat all over. These puppies have come out and look at them. They are delicious. 165 degrees was the suggested temperature. That is Celsius. Look, these are beautiful. Now to just look at them. Yeah, like I said, I did add a little too much butter, so I did have some problems taking them out of the pan. It's a new pan, like I said, and like I also said, I didn't oil the pan, so that could have been an issue. Whether it is or not, that's what happened. Also, the batter that I made, it actually made the batter that I had, it actually made like 9 donuts. As you can see, there's only like 5 there. Yeah, well, I mean, I had the taste test, right? Right? Oh. Well, we taste tested. It wasn't just me. I didn't just skip out on paying attention to my macros or my carbs. But now, back to the donuts. Look at it. It's very beautiful. I'm going to take it apart right now so you can see the texture on the inside. Look at that. Look. It's a cake donut, guys. That's what cake donuts do. They look delicious, worthy of an ice-cold glass of almond milk or cashew milk if you want, whatever. Mmm. Look at that. Look at my eyes roll back. And if you squeeze yours, hopefully as I squeeze mine, you'll find that there's no eggy sound. None at all. No eggy sound because it's not that kind of donut. It's a cake donut. It's delicious. It's moist. It's not dry. It doesn't choke you like most coconut flour products do. So you need to make you some, all right? You need to make some. It's delicious. It reminds me of when I went to Smith's Bakery. Oh, Smith's Bakery. Oh, you're not going to find anything carb-free there, but it was delicious anyway. Get you some. Okay, guys, thank you for coming along and trying this recipe with me. Now, you need to make you some at your house. It's not going to last long here. Once again, thank you so much for joining us at the Lucky Stove. And may your stove always bring you luck or a coupon. Bye.
Okay, guys, don't forget to comment down below. Guys? Guys? Guys?